Welcome to another round of Soccer's in Session presented by our friends at Kaiser Permanente. And it is time to break down the brackets and look at what we know, look at what we don't know, look at the matchups from last night, take a peek at the rest of the week here when it comes to the last Wednesday of the regular season. Playoffs coming up around the corner. And as promised, no dilly, no dally zone. We're going to Morgan County. We're going to catch up with Aaron Paul because he hit a milestone. And I want to talk about that and a bunch of other things about what's going on. We welcome in Aaron Paul to Soccer's in Session. What's up, Coach?
Hey, John, how are you?
Doing all right. So full disclosure, you've got a class that's being quiet behind you. Is that how this works?
They're doing great. It's actually my law class. So we just got done talking about the Supreme Court, and they're almost asleep now. So,
well, I thought that maybe you were going to talk about assumed risk because of being an audience in a live audience in on a talk show.
Well, I trust them, so we're pretty good.
What's in the mug, by the way, and what is the mug?
It's just the standard Morgan County High School mug with coffee. I drink about. We had a late game last night against Ace Charter, and I drink about a gallon of coffee a day. So probably not good for me, but
well, hey, brother. I mean. You have your colored, darkly colored liquid. I have my lightly colored liquid that's on the other side of this. I have never been able to do coffee, so for me it's Mountain Dew. So tell me about last night and the roadie to Ace Charter, and what's it been like for you this season?
We beat Ace Charter last night 4-1. I was hoping for a clean sheet. We gave up a goal in the second half. We scored our fourth goal, and then immediately a couple minutes later, they had some momentum, sent a ball over the top, caught us off, and put a goal in on us right down the middle. And it was a great goal. Their striker is very fast for number 3. Our defense just down the middle couldn't keep up with him. I thought the first half last night we played extremely well. If you look at it's huddle data. You don't know how accurate it is, but our possession percentages were phenomenal. Our passing was phenomenal. That's something that we've really tried to work on all year. Sorry, I'm looking over here trying to pull it up real quick.
It's all good. It's no worries on my end.
Our possession last night was 63% to 37%. We had, again, it's huddle data, but we had 386 passes to their 195. Our pass success rate was 69%. One thing I look at is the number of passes we make in our defensive third. And if that number is close to even or greater than our passes in the attacking third, we don't win the game. And so last night, our 48 passes in the defense, and then we had 87 passes in the attack. So that tells me we should have won the game. So season's going great. We are sitting at a 12-2. 12-2.
Mm-hmm.
We won region championship again. We've done it 5 years in a row, which I thought was a pretty big deal, especially we changed regions this year. We dropped from AAA down to AA and then moved over. Instead of going east to Augusta, we're going west to Region 2 with Callaway, Pike, Jackson, Rutland, and Westside. So I drive the bus, too, for the away game. So we have been burning up the miles in the late nights traveling. But our region, I would think Region 2 AA is pretty tough. Callaway's very well coached. They're a really good program overall. Pike County historically, last year Pike County was in AAA. I think we finished number 8 in AAA. They finished number 7. So us and Pike have been kind of chasing each other in the playoffs. We actually haven't played them since 2014. But rankings wise, we've been there. And then Jackson High School in Butts County I call them the dark horse of the region because they have gotten so much better over the season. They actually came into Madison one night and scored very quickly, and we got out of our game, and we just couldn't get in the back of the net, and they beat us 1-0. So, and sometimes that's how it goes. So anyway, but season's going really good, but our goal is to get out of the Elite 8. We've done that twice now, and we got to take that next step.
When you look at region, and you mentioned how in 2AA you're going from where you are basically to – all right, so let me see if I can peg this. So it's Hogansville, Zebulon, Jackson, the DeFore complex in Macon and Rutland. I think Rutland on campus, or do they do a?
They play at DeFore too.
Okay, so basically, you're going from where you are in Madison all the way over to Hogansville at one point, to DeFore at others. You mentioned burning it up. I mean, I hope that you're clocking 55 cents a mile on these things. What kind of, I mean, when it comes to making sure that your team is as ready as it can be, knowing that you're probably going to get tires rotated, an oil change, a lot of maintenance on that Yellowhound. I mean, what's it like for you to be in a region where you have to take up this much space and you're playing each other twice?
Well, we're kind of used to it because last year, the last 4 years, we were in the Augusta region. So we were playing ARC, which is in Augusta. You drive right past the Masters to get there. And then Harlem is actually not far down the road, down 20. But then we played Cross Creek, which is probably 30 minutes south of Augusta, and then also Hepzibah High School. So we've been used to making long trips the last 4 or 5 years. So it really didn't bother us that much. The Callaway game that's the farthest one we've gone to by far. We actually ended up having to play it on a Thursday night because Callaway had like a conflict. And so I think I got home at 1:40 in the morning and then had to turn around and be at school the next morning. So parking lot duty at 7:30.
Well, I mean, so how do you make sure that your team is I know that you're used to it, but still you got to plot, you got to plan, you got to make sure that the roads are okay and traffic's okay, and that your guys have the rollers and that they're not cramping up on the bus and stretching legs. I mean, it's almost like the Friday night football in the fall for these long roadies that you got to take as good a care of them that you have to as well with this region being laid.
It's not overdoing it. You know, one thing I've been doing this 11 seasons now. One thing I've learned is you can definitely overcoach and overwork your guys. You know, my guys have been playing soccer year round. They're conditioned, they're in shape, their touches are fine. Biggest thing for us is the chemistry part and the playing together part, and then just maintaining their, taking care of their bodies, trying to prevent injuries, staying hydrated. We lost an Elite Eight game in 2021 to Kahula Creek, who won the state championship, and I had 5 guys cramping in overtime. They were starters. If 3 of them had not cramped, we probably may have won a state championship. Yeah. And so our practices are short to the point. I try to get them out of there. Today we're coming off the game last night. We're going to be real short and sweet. We're actually going to split time and go outside and then go in the gym and practice a little bit. And then we play Oconee tomorrow. And then there's not a set schedule, really. It just depends on like those weeks we had to travel to Callaway. We actually had to go to Macon on Wednesday, come back, and then go to Callaway the next night. That was rough. So, and then I think we may have played that Tuesday as well.
Man.
No, we didn't. We played Wednesday, Thursday. Taking a Friday off. If we had to take a Tuesday off, some kind of just off time for them to rest and get away. So,
because I'm looking at the schedule, and back in March, you were at Westside, then you were at Callaway on the 5th and the 6th. You ended up getting back-to-back wins. You played 3 matches in a week, all on the road. At Westside, win. At Callaway, win. At Rutland, win. I mean, dude.
Yeah, we're road warriors this year, for sure.
Okay, so you hit a milestone this year. And what's it like to have won 100 matches there at the program?
Well, Jackson, so my guys were joking with me. So Jackson actually came in and derailed that a little bit when they came in and upset us on the 18th.
Right.
Because I was supposed to get it at Rutland the next day. And Jackson came in here and upset us, and I was furious with our guys because I just felt like we didn't play very well. Not because of the milestone, but because I just didn't think Jackson should have beat us in that situation, especially at home. And so we go to Rutland the next night, and we win, and they were all like, I said, all right, well, and they were all like, well, the next one's at home. They're like, we'll get your 100th win at home. And I said, that don't matter. And they said, Coach, we didn't want you to get it in Macon. We wanted you to get it in Madison in the stadium or whatever. They were like, so we lost the game on purpose so you could that's what they said. So you could get it at home. And I was like, no, that's not how this works. Like, don't do that. So I have a really good relationship with my players. I got 8 seniors. One senior, his 2 older brothers actually played for me, so I've had somebody in the family for 7 seasons now. I have another senior whose little brother is a freshman on the team, another senior whose little brother is a freshman on the team who plays for us on varsity as well. Just a real big sense of community. This is the only place I've ever coached soccer. I've been here 11 seasons. And so it was special to get those 100 wins. I would have gotten it a little earlier if COVID hadn't knocked us out in 2020. But I really didn't realize that milestone was coming up until I always put every year at the end of the year kind of what we did, where we are, just to keep up with it. And then I realized that, I could get 100 wins this year. All I needed was 8. So at the beginning of the season. So it was special. And it's special to do it here at Morgan County because we have a sense of community. And I feel like we've built something really, really special. We've gotten a new field house built. We have a soccer locker room. We have a jumbotron in the stadium this year. We're getting new stadium lights with the LED flashers this summer. I'm probably one of the few schools in the state that has dedicated practice fields with lights on them that I can use whenever. So I'm blessed. I feel really fortunate, but I wouldn't be here without our players. We have really, really good players and kids that care about our community and care about the school. So, and actually my assistant, Brandon York, just walked in. Brandon has been with me back since 2020. He came back, quote unquote, out of quasi-retirement to coach with me. And Brandon was the head coach before me from 2012 to 2014.
Correct.
And then he's also been a part of Morgan County soccer since 2007.
Yes.
So he's been around a long time with the program. So he is a guy that is extremely valuable to our team and our history.
So let me ask the both of you, since you've wandered into the shot. So let me ask you both, what has it been like to see the sport embraced as much as it is there in Madison and at Morgan County?
Well, when I first came here, we honestly didn't have enough funding to buy postseason shirts. And now we have extraordinary facilities, as Coach Paul had just talked about. We have dedicated boosters. There's so much buzz. People ask us when they see us in the community how the program is doing. It's very, very exciting.
Aaron, what about from your perspective?
It's very exciting because when I came in summer of 2014, we have a club team in town. We have a rec department program as well, and our rec department has since built an entire soccer only complex at our rec department. It's nothing but soccer fields right here off 441 in Madison. And then they just finished completing baseball, softball fields, and just the growth of the community. I think our location being 25 minutes from Athens, about 35 minutes from Rockdale, because RISA club used to be really big. So some of my guys would go to Athens and play, some would go to RISA. And then I have a lot that play on the club team here in town for Mesa. And it's just been fun to watch. And there is a lot of support and a lot of people that really love the game in Madison. And we have kids that I've had guys play at Georgia Southern, play at the next level. Some played at Piedmont. Some guys, I've got 3 seniors right now that are signed to go play at Truett McConnell. I've had some college coaches come reach out, watch some games and things like that, just Georgia colleges. And so it's really special that we've got this infrastructure and just seen the growth in the program.
When you have, in both of your tours, as you guys have coached in and around the state, and we see it when we're out in the community and we call matches as well, that there are programs that are having tough times. They're learning, they're having student athletes learn how to play. They may not necessarily be winning a lot of matches. They may not necessarily be scoring a lot of goals. And for them, it's a tough slog. What advice would you give those coaches so they get the chance to continue to grow the games on their respective campuses so the game can grow on the whole? What advice would you guys give those coaches that are having tough times that and the hill may seem really high for them to get out and win matches and be the part of the community that you guys are.
I started at a program that was pretty much exactly that at Dooley County. We started up boys soccer there in 2006, I believe. And we played against schools like Fitzgerald and Thomasville that were clearly primed for deep runs at that time in single A. Very few counties aside of like Houston County at that point in South Georgia really had dedicated soccer programs at all. I recall one fella who was just incredibly demoralized after we had seen a 2-goal lead slip away from us. And at the very end, he was like, man, I'm fatigued with losing. And I spoke to him and I said, look, man, is that what you think we're doing here? Do you think we're losing? I mean, we're a first-year program. We have very modest goals. Are you continuing to have an exciting experience with a new sport? This is a fellow who'd come from a baseball and football background. It's like you get to continue your athletic career. You get to be around fellows that you have not been around at school here. You get to put on the jersey again. This is exciting to do. Wins and losses, those are great, but these are experiences that can never be taken away from you.
Aaron, what about from you and your trial?
I think you got to make it fun. Your players have got to want to come to practice and play for you or play for your school or play for each other. I think that's building that kind of sense of team, which is very hard when you start getting good at soccer because you have so many club programs now and you have a lot of high school kids that are stepping away from high school ball to play a club program or a club team. We actually lost 3 starters this year, 1 before the season and 2 as the season got started to club teams full time. And then we rallied and were able to win a region again, even after losing those 3 starters for us. So I think advice to other programs is consistency. You see a lot in the high school world it's hard to hire young teachers and coaches because the amount of work that goes into it. I mean, Monday night after practice, I'm painting the field. I'm fixing goals. There's so much that goes into it that club coaches don't have to deal with. And quite frankly, I've got a former player of mine who's been coaching club like crazy. He coaches here in town for us, and he actually went to Spain and coached. He can make so much more money coaching club ball than you can as a teacher and a coach. And so consistency and make it to where your players want to be a part of your program.
All right, time to brag on your players a little bit. I know that you've really been scoring a lot of goals. I know that your pride, though, is in your defense. You're only giving up an average of a goal a match so far this year when you're 12-2. For someone who was to walk into that matchup with a Coney County or take a peek at you in the playoffs, who are some of the folks that would be instantly gravitated toward on your play?
Start at the back, our goalkeeper, Blake Downs. He's a senior. He's going to TMU to play. Tall, very, very wide wingspan. He is phenomenal back there in goal and has been. He's been our starter for 3 years,
Absolutely.
for 3 seasons. He's just experienced, calm, cool, collected, doesn't get rattled. So starting with the keeper, Blake Downs, is huge. Center back, Carson Keener. He's the one that had his 2 older brothers actually played center back for us as well. Solid. He's played his entire life. He commands that defense back there. Does a fantastic job. And then our midfield is 2 seniors and a junior. Kentucky Outlaw.
That's his real name.
That's his real name.
Yes.
Seriously?
Yes.
Wow.
Kentucky Outlaw. What number is he? 7?
6.
Number 6. He's actually our valedictorian this year at Morgan County High School. He is going to Georgia Tech to major in computer science, and he'll probably be like the next Bill Gates or something.
We actually have a long history of our soccer program producing valedictorians.
We've got 3 valedictorians for the boys team, and one
salutatorian from the girls,
and a salute. But we also had a salutatorian for the boys.
Oh yeah.
Caleb.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a salute. Yeah, so we have some pretty smart guys.
Wow.
So, yeah, Kentucky Outlaw in the midfield. And then the other senior midfielder is Julian Tenorio. He is another senior for us. He actually got offered from TMU, but he's not sure what he wants to do after he graduates. But both of those guys have 2 younger brothers that are freshmen. And then Rocco Biscaglia, everybody messes his name up when we travel, is a junior midfielder for us. And they have done a fantastic job locking down our midfield and really kind of controlling the game. And then our goal scorers, number 7, Teddy Young, who actually has been playing a lot of defense for us the past few seasons, but he's going to Toccoa Falls College to play. He's been scoring goals. Corbin Hegwood is a junior. He came to us from Texas and as a freshman. His whole family moved out here. He's been scoring goals. Ashland Outlaw is Kentucky's little brother, has been scoring. And then Chase Link is a senior going to TMU, playing striker for us. And then Larson DTN also. So we got a really good rotation in our offense of guys. And we got 8 seniors this year. So we're constantly working and moving and evaluating. We have 31 guys in the program between JV and varsity. So we're constantly evaluating, trying to figure out and where can we get some kids minutes to try to build for next year as well. We got a freshman class of 13 players, and they're very technical, very, very good players. So that freshman class, I think, is going to end up being special for us.
Okay. I know that the 4th is holding up the number of minutes here, and I'm probably going to add a couple here to go into extra time with the 2 of you. I don't want to get you into any trouble with anybody on campus. The question that I like to ask to wrap up conversations with coaches is this. When I have time on the FOOTBALL Fridays in the fall, Football Fridays when I'm working over at Georgia Public, we have a segment that we call Make That Kid an Offer. And we're applying it here to SDH for the same reasons, because we think that in one of the top states for talent in the country, for whatever reason, there's a student athlete that is either underlooked, underappreciated, not getting the looks that this individual should for whatever reason. They're too short, they're too slow, and all in air quotes. Is there anybody, or are there anybody's there on campus that you think isn't getting the looks they deserve, or getting any looks, period, that if you were to sit there and stand on the top of the roof of the high school, sit there and go, hey, make that kid an offer, look at this individual or individuals, who would fit make that kid an offer for you there at the program?
Let me look at my roster. 3 of them already have 4 of them have offers, so that makes it tough.
Well, but do you think that maybe that even though they would be going to Truett McConnell, would the situation be where maybe, if somebody higher, like Division II or somebody was looking, would it fit? That's
Teddy Young, number 7, would be the guy.
He is an athlete.
He's an athlete.
He is an athlete.
He
can play. He can play multiple positions. We've had to shift him around a lot during the season out of need.
Call him the Swiss Army knife.
He has never ever complained or groused about having to play out of position. He's someone who he's a kid who absolutely wants to win and has a remarkable soccer IQ.
He's a great kid.
Corbin.
Corbin Hegwood is a junior.
Yeah, as a junior, I like him a lot. That young man plays like his hair's on fire. I mean, sometimes he plays like he's running down a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
But put him as a striker, and something will happen. Something interesting will happen.
Yeah.
I mean, might be horrifying, might be spectacular, but
something's going to happen.
He's going to stir the drink.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm glad that we were able to have this conversation. It's great to catch up with you guys and great to see what's going on out there at Morgan County, because what we also like to do is we like to introduce the state to the rest of the state, for lack of a better word. We can sit there and it's like, hey, here's somebody that's doing really great things on the field and off. Keep an eye on them during the regular season. And if you see them in the postseason, you sit there and go, oh, I know that story. I know what happened with these guys. That's why I wanted to reach out and have you guys here on the show. And thanks for doing it the last week of the regular season as you get ready for, a matchup against Tacony County tomorrow. I know.
It'll be a great game tomorrow. Rematch from last year's Elite Eight. So
very excited.
Well, guys, be safe. Track your miles.
Will do.
Make sure that the coffee pot is going full bore. Aaron, congratulations on clearing triple digits. Guys, thanks for dropping by and letting us know what's going on out there at Morgan County. I know I kept you over. We went into added extra time, but it was worth it. Great to see you guys. See you soon.
Yes, sir. Thanks,
Absolutely.
John.
Thank you.
There we go. Aaron Paul. Oh, wow. Kentucky Outlaw. Kentucky Outlaw. That is fantastic. I mean, that is without a doubt all name team, unparalleled. That is like all name team MVP. I mean, seriously, legit. And to have a brother, Ashland Outlaw. Ashland Outlaw, the is a freshman striker and a midfielder, and then you have Kentucky Outlaw. I mean, and junior midfielder. Kentucky, serious. I mean, legitimately, you need to catch up with the Outlaw parents and find out, okay, why. Kentucky Outlaw and Ashland Outlaw, and I know that Ashland is a city in Kentucky. So I don't maybe if they have another soccer playing son, is it down to the street level at that point? Because you went from state to town, the municipality, subdivision. But that's fantastic. I mean, it's great. It's great to get that all name team. We stumbled into an all name team out of the blocks. I'm sorry. That's fantastic. But once again, it's great to catch up with everybody out there at Morgan County, because that's what we like to do. We like to introduce everybody to everybody else, because the journey, you may think that the journey is different, but the more that you get introduced to folks, you realize that the journey is the same. And it doesn't matter how large your enrollment is or how small your enrollment is, if you're coaching one program on campus, if you're coaching both. The journey is always the same, and there's always commonality there. And so that's why I like to have coaches like we had like we had at Morgan County. And when we have the other coaches come in, like we have a Molly McCarty visit us from Jefferson. And, we have coaches from South Georgia come in and visit as we go. And we've had Pike County on in the past. We've had all of the big guns, West Forsyth, River Ridge, Dalton, Johnson, Gainesville, Druid Hills. The journeys all have the same kind of commonality, whether you're in Atlanta inside the perimeter, whether in the Northwest Georgia mountains, whether you're out I-20 heading toward Augusta, and whether or not you're in a region that goes from Madison to Hogansville. That is a lot of miles. That is 55 cents a mile, and that's a lot of miles. But no, once again, thanks. It was a fantastic conversation to catch up with them and let you know what's going on out there. Excuse me. Okay, time to get into the rankings. Brought to us by our friends at Scoreboard. And we'll go through the rankings right now as we are here in the midpoint of the last week of the regular season. And we'll go both boys and girls sides here. And we'll start off with what is going on the girls, because we believe in chivalry. And so here's how it runs. All class top 10 from the girls side. Roswell, Brookwood, Buford. You combine the three of them, they're 46-0. 15, 15, and 16. BT, West Forsyth's girls, ranked number 5 in the Scoreboard all classification poll, and as high as number 2 in the country, depending on which poll you look at. But number 5 in the Scoreboard poll, all class, because they're 15-1. Harrison, Pope, GAC, who we had the chance to see take on Johnson Gainesville earlier this season. Lambert, who we got the chance to go see against West Forsyth. Pike County right now at number 10. That's your all-class Week 9 rankings. 6A girls top 10. Brookwood, who we had the chance to see on the network and a chance to broadcast on the network. Buford, West Forsyth at number 3. Harrison, Lambert, Walton, who we had the chance a couple times to catch up with here on the network. Hillgrove, Campbell, North Gwinnett, and Denmark. That's your top 10 in 6A. In 5A, Roswell number 1, Pope number 2, Lassiter, who we got the chance to see last night in their matchup against Kennesaw Mountain, and McIntosh number 4, Northgate, Lakeside number 6, Northgate number 5, Lakeside 6. Johns Creek, who we've seen, Hab Central. We're probably going to have to catch up with the folks in Mount Airy and find out what's going on up there. 6-0 in Region 11-2 overall. Alexander and Riverwood wrap up your top 10. Quad A, It is BT on top with Marist. We've had Marist on a couple times. Marist against Walton and Marist against St. Pius. North Oconee, and that we had them against Eastside earlier this year, out at Eastside. Cambridge, Alatoona, St. Pius, Pace, Midtown, who we had earlier on in the season. And it was as they were transitioning sports, so you had some athletes that were still in basketball season, but we had the chance to see Midtown. We're catching up with Stars Mill on Friday. They're number 9 in the poll, and Northside Columbus is at number 10. That's your quad A. In AAA, on the private, GAC is number 1. Wesleyan, Holy Innocents, love it. Hebron Christian, we've had Hebron Christian on. We followed them with their matchup in spring break week against Toombs County. Savannah Country Day, Fellowship Christian, St. Vincent's, who had a non-region matchup against South Carolina School earlier this week. Calvary Day and Whitfield Academy, that's your top 10. That's your A to AAA private. AAA girls, Jefferson, right now at number 1 at 11-3. Whitewater's number 2. Sandy Creek at 15-1, number 3. Oconee County, number 4. Cherokee Bluff is number 5. Adairsville's at number 6. Richmond Academy is at number 7. Dawson County at number 8. Northwest Whitfield is at number 9. Lumpkin County up in the mountains is at number 10. AA. Pike County right now number 1 in the AA rankings on the girls' side. Sonoraville's at number 2. Columbus, very limited non-region schedule. They're 8-1, 3-0 in region play, and they're at number 3. Callaway at number 4 on the girls' side. Morgan County number 5. Coahulla Creek number 6. We had the chance to see Coahulla Creek take on Fort Payne. Lost 1-0 on a goal with about 10 minutes to go. Stevens County, East Jackson, Hart County, and Savannah Arts. That is your top 10 in AA. Class A D1. Bremen, we're catching up with Jason Fields. Jason coaches both programs. And so we're trying to catch up with Jason Fields and find out what's going on out there at Bremen. Bremen model ace. Thomasville Social Circle. We got to catch up with Coach Richardson at Social Circle and find out what's going on there. Jeff Davis, we called Jeff Davis, and it was Jeff Davis and Vidalia. Oh, no, sorry, it was Appling County. Jeff Davis and Appling County, we had that one earlier this year. East Lawrence, Worth County, Lamar County, and Swainsboro at 12-6 is number 10. Class A D2 girls. Screven County, so in Sylvania right now, they're at number 1, 13-2 on the year. They're ahead of LOA, Lake Oconee Academy. They're at number 2. Tryon at number 3. Portal at number 4. Towns County is at number 5. And Hiawassee, literally, they have to travel for region play, and it is much like as it is for Morgan County. It is pack a lunch, a dinner, and maybe a midnight snack, maybe a pillow. And one of those horseshoe pillows that supports all of your body, not just the pillows like you would get normally on your bed. Atlanta Classical's at number 6. Irwin County at number 7. GMC Prep is number 8. Dooley County, number 9. Elite Scholars right now is at number 10. That is your girls' polls, courtesy of our friends at Scoreboard for the state here in week number 9. Let's go to the boys' side. Hang on just a second. So, boys, looking at the all-class top 10. River Ridge at number 1. And Drew Dickinson got to call River Ridge and West Forsyth a couple weeks ago. So we got to see both the West Forsyth girls and the River Ridge boys. Dalton, they're going to be on the network again on Thursday night. Once again, it is Southeast Whitfield and Dalton. That's going to be going on the network. Jason will have the call there for you from Chapel Harmon, the doubleheader. And when you go to Chapel Harmon, buy the elote. Take it from someone who has never had elote in his life until he went up to Chapel Harmon. Get the elote, get the spicy elote, and I know that you're going to sit there and go, what is he talking about? John never eats spicy food. He did on Jason's advice, and it was tremendous. So when you go to Chapel Harmon for a soccer match, get the elote and get the spicy elote, with the one with the spicy sauce. Grayson at number 3, McIntosh at number 4. Once again, we will be at McIntosh on Friday. Maddie and I will be there for Stars Mill and McIntosh for the battle for the troops. Archer at number 5, Johns Creek number 6, Marist number 7, Hebron Christian number 8, Northwest Whitfield number 9, and Norcross is at number 10. So now on the boys' side, Grayson in 6A number 1, Archer number 2. Norcross is at number 3, Lambert number 4, Carrollton, North Atlanta, who we've had on the network a couple times, Harrison at number 7, Marietta, Collins Hill, and Pebblebrook. That's your top 10 in 6A. 5A poll. River Ridge, number 1 on the boys' side. McIntosh at number 2. Johns Creek at number 3. And we've had all 3 of them on the network. Woodward at 4. Sprayberry at 5. Clark Central at 6. We had Lassiter on last night. And for the record, we're still trying to figure out what's up with the recordings. They exist. We just have to figure out how to upload them and not get the spinning wheel of doom. So tell you what, I'm gonna do a quick look here. Like I said, and this is just because our friends at Kennesaw Mountain were interested in trying to listen to the matches. And right now, literally, it's just the spinning wheel of doom when you want to try to bring up a match. And so it's like listed as time code, but it's not rolling. And so it's just thinking about it. So we got to figure out what's going on. Why is it just thinking about it? Seems like some apps decided to take a nap today. But we'll figure it out, and it'll be on the network, and we'll get the recordings up one way or the other. But I just wanted to let you know that, yes, we are efforting the issue when it comes to the recordings from yesterday. So Lassiter is at 7, Milton is at 8, Alexander is at number 9, and Rome is at number 10. Big matchup in the region at Rome to determine seeding in 5A on the boys' side and the girls' side. So if you're in Rome tomorrow, you can catch the end of the region play and figure out where Rome is and where everybody else falls into place when it comes to Alexander and Kennesaw Mountain and South Paulding. So keep an eye on that. So 4A, Dalton number 1, Marist number 2, Westminster, Pius, BT Pace, East Side. And once again, it was really fun to go out to East Side and be there for those matches against North Oconee at Homer Sharp. They're at number 7. Clarkston, Druid Hills, and Perry, the Perry Panthers. And it looks like it might be a Perry Druid Hills doubleheader. So one way or the other, if it falls one way or the other, it could be a Perry Druid Hills doubleheader in the brackets. We'll get to the brackets in a bit. Class A to AAA private breakdown: Hebron Christian, GAC, AIS, Atlanta International, Providence Christian, Whitfield Academy, Savannah Country Day, Trinity Christian of Sharpsburg with our buddy Mike Townsend, Wesleyan Landmark Christian, and Mount Vernon. That is your Class A to AAA private look. AAA boys: Northwest Whitfield, Whitewater, Oconee County, Johnson, Gainesville at number 4. ARC, Mary Persons, Chestatee, Islands, West Lawrence, and Gilmer. That is your top 10 in AAA. AA. Columbus at number 1 at 11 and 4. Morgan County is at number 2. Hart County is at number 3. Tatnall, Drew Charter, Coahulla Creek, Shaw out of Columbus, Callaway, Appling County, and Pierce. That is your look right now. Morgan County, once again, that was why we had Coach Paul on to kind of talk about things. Morgan County at number 2 in the AA poll, according to our friends at Scoreboard, behind Columbus right now. Class A Division 1. Bremen, Jeff Davis Model, Toombs County at 12 and 6. Armurchie, Thomasville, Ace Charter, Jasper, Lamar County, and Gordon Central. That's your rundown in Class A Division 1. Class A Division 2, GMC Prep, Atco, and we are trying to catch up with our friends down in Pearson who ran through the region at 10-0, 14-3 overall. Number 2 in the boys poll in Class A D2. Lake Oconee Academy, Towns, Metter, Dooley, Tryon, Lincoln County, Atlanta Classical, and Chatco comes in at number 10, 8-8, 5-1 in region, but that is Class A Division 2 boys on the coaches poll, and that's your rundown of everything poll-wise as we go. Now, let's get into brackets and let you know where things stand with what we know. And once again, you still have some matchups to determine things tonight and tomorrow, and you get to get this close to figuring out who is what and where am I going, and who am I going up against in the opening round of the playoffs. So we'll get into your brackets and your bracketology here when it comes to girls. Once again, girls, because we believe in chivalry. So we're going to look at the playoff brackets for the girls and break it all down for you. Let's start with the private. And once again, that's going to be math. Just so you know, 32 teams, and it's math. So we'll keep an eye on that. 6A girls. Right now, you've got a couple of teams that have been plugged in. Upper left, Mill Creek is the number 2 seed out of Region 8. They're going to host the number 3 team out of Region 2. Wheeler is in that same mini bracket as they're the 4 seed out of Region 5. They're going to play the region champ out of Region 1. So it's going to be a long road trip for Wheeler. Norcross is going to go on the road as the Region 7 number 3. They're in the same mini bracket with Paulding County, who is the 4 seed out of Region 3. So half of the upper left bracket is filled on the girls' side. Mountain View is Region 8's number 3. They're going to go on the road to take on the team out of Region 2. Walton is your region champ out of Region 5. They're in that mini bracket. So your low left bracket in 6A girls has Walton, North Gwinnett, and Harrison all locked in together, all in one place. North Gwinnett's got a home game. Harrison's got a home game. Second round matchup will be, if chalk were to happen, it would be North Gwinnett at Harrison. Right-hand side of the bracket is half full. Hillgrove's going to have a home game against a team out of Region 4. Parkview is the 4 seed out of Region 7. North Paulding is the number 2 team out of Region 5. Collins Hill is your 4 seed out of Region 8. So upper right has Hillgrove, Parkview, North Paulding, and Collins Hill in no particular order. Low right, Campbell is the number 3 team out of Region 3. Brookwood and Buford. So you could have a matchup in the quarterfinals. Yeah, to get out of the low right bracket, you could have a matchup involving Brookwood and Buford. And that's pretty insane. So right-hand side, Brookwood and Buford could meet. If chalk were to go right now, you would have Brookwood and Buford playing on May the 5th in a coin flip at either Brookwood or Buford. So keep an eye on those two. That's your 6A girls, but low right, Brookwood and Buford in a quarterfinals matchup. That's going to be low right if chalk was to hold right now. 5A girls do have some of that filled in as well. It looks like it's 3 of the regions have been completed. 2, 7, and 8. Opening round matchup, Thomas County Central gets to go to Jackson County. That's a pack of lunch, a dinner, and a midnight snack trip. Also, you're going to have Johns Creek as the number 3 out of Region 7, upper left in 5A. Loganville and Veterans. Loganville gets to travel down to Kathleen to take on the Warhawks. It is the number 3 team out of Region 8 taking on the number 2 team out of Region 2. Milton is also in that low left bracket, and they're the 2 team out of Region number 7. They're going to get the number 3 team out of Region number 6. In 5A girls upper right now, Lanier is your 4 seed out of Region 7. They are going to be taking on the region champ out of Region 6 on a roadie. Clark Central is your 4 out of Region 8. They're going to travel from Athens down to Freedom Field to take on Houston County, your region champs out of Region 2. Roswell is in the low right bracket, and looks like everything may funnel to them. Hab Central would be the matchup if all the 1 seeds that we're looking at with rankings end up going from one place to the other. It would be Roswell and Hab Central in a coin flip on May the 5th on the right-hand side, low right in 5A. Hydration. Okay. Brackets for Quad A girls. Some of it has been filled in, and it looks like 5 of the regions know what they have coming. Jones County upper left is going to take on the 2 seed out of Region 8. That's it for that mini bracket. But we do know Southeast Whitfield's going to travel to Cambridge, and Central Carroll is going to go to Midtown. That's upper left in Quad A. Low left in Quad A, Ola is in. They're going to host Region 8's number 3. And then that's it for that mini bracket. The regions that still have some things to be decided are 1, 5, and 8. We do know that Westminster is going to go take on the Dalton girls, and that Drew is going to go to Stars Mill in the opening round. So that's that matchup. That is that mini bracket low left. Upper right, Jackson, Atlanta. Maynard Jackson's going to go to Hamilton to take on Harris County. Cartersville is going to travel to BT. And everyone, that is that mini bracket upper right. And Locust Grove is your region champ out of Region 2, and they're waiting for Regions 1, 5, and 8 to determine the rest of that mini bracket. Low right, Northside Columbus is going to go to Pace. Centennial is going to go to Alatoona, and everything would funnel out of that mini bracket. Union Grove is waiting for regions 1, 5, and 8 to determine the rest of that mini bracket. Union Grove is your 4 seed out of region number 2. In AAA girls, it is all about math. In AA girls, it is all about math. And in Class A Division 1, it is all about math. We do have some teams trickling in when it comes to Class A Division 2. Bryan County is Area 3's team number 4. They are going to get a bye week in the opening round. They're going to go to Irwin County in the second round. Then we're waiting on the rest of that mini bracket upper left. Lanier County's Area 1's team number 4. They're going to wait until round number 2. Screven County gets a first round bye as well. So Lanier County is going to go from Lakeland to Sylvania to take on Screven County on the 29th. Right-hand side, Brooks County and Portals. So Brooks County is going to go from Quitman to Portals. That's like going from Valdosta to Statesboro. And that is going to be one of the matchups in upper right in Class A Division 2 girls. Low right, the matchup we do know is Claxton, Area 3. Team 3 is traveling to Atco on the 22nd. So in 6 days' time, next Tuesday, it is going to be Claxton and Atco as a part of the low right bracket in Class A Division 2 girls. Now let's get you onto the boys' side and look at the brackets there. And we'll see if it's just as filled out as it is otherwise. Private boys, once again, math 1 through 32. 6A boys, Douglas County goes to Decula. North Paulding is going to travel to the Region 1 champ. We're waiting for Region 6 and Region 1, and some of Region 6 and Region 1 are the only 2 precincts that haven't reported fully. Meadow Creek is going to go on the road to Region 6's team number 2. Hillgrove is going to go to Grayson. That's your upper left in 6A when it comes to the boys. Mill Creek is going to go to East Coweta. Etowah is going to host Region 1's team number 4. Norcross is going to host the 3rd seed out of Region 6. South Gwinnett is going to go to Pebblebrook. That's the left-hand side of your bracket in 6A. Heritage Conyers goes to Campbell. And North Gwinnett, as the 4 team out of Region 7, they're going to go to the Region 6 champ. Region 1's number 3 goes to Marietta. Discovery goes to Carrollton. Low right, Harrison goes to Archer. Duluth is waiting to figure out who the 4 seed is out of Region 6. Walton goes on the road to Region 1's team number 2. Chapel Hill takes on Collins Hill. 5A boys, Houston County goes to Clark Central. We're still waiting for 5 of the 8 regions to claim their positioning. But Houston County and Clark Central upper left. Chattahoochee is Region 7's team number 3. We are waiting for results from Regions 1, 3, 5, and 6. So it's not quite as filled in 5A for the boys. Jackson County will travel to Lee County. And that's it for the mini bracket. Johns Creek is the 2 seed out of Region 7. They're going to wait for team number 3 out of Region number 6. That's the left-hand side of your bracket. Right-hand side of the bracket, Roswell Region 7, team number 4. They're a part of the upper right. Loganville plays Veterans. That we do know once again. So Loganville and Veterans, that is upper right in the second mini bracket. That we do know. Once again, waiting for the regions to decide themselves in 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Milton and Hab Central would be the top seeds working their way through. Milton's waiting for the rest of their mini bracket. Coffee is going to travel from Douglas to Mount Airy. That's a haul and a half for 5A's matchup low right. Quad A boys, half of the precincts have reported. It's Union Grove waiting to figure out where they're going on the road. We are waiting for regions 1, 5, 6, and 8. Southeast Whitfield doesn't quite know where their road trip's going to be yet. Harris County is going to travel to Midtown. Low left, Stockbridge, Region 2's team number 2, waiting for the rest of their mini bracket. Low mini bracket, Alatoona is waiting for their first opponent. Forest Park is going to go to Stars Mill. Upper right, boys side. Maynard Jackson goes to Northside Columbus. Cass is waiting for their opponent, the region champ out of Region 6. Then Eagles Landing, Region 2's region champ. Congratulations to Jason and his alma mater. Is waiting for Region 8's team number 4. Low right, Griffin's going to go to Pace Academy. Dalton is waiting for their opponent out of Region 6, the 4 seed there. McDonough is the 4 seed out of Region 2, and they're going to travel to the Region 8 champ in Quad A. AAA boys once again is math. AA boys once again is math. Class A boys Division I is math. Class A Division II boys has some first round buys, but second round, Bryan County is going to travel to Atco, and we're still waiting for areas 2, 4, 5, and 6. Areas 1 and 3 have it figured out. We're waiting on the other 4. Irwin County and Metter, interesting second round matchup in Class A on Division II boys. That one's going to be on April the 30th. That's low left. Also, upper right, Eccles County is going to Claxton. That is going to be on the 23rd. That is upper right. That's what we know. Once again, waiting on information from areas 2, 4, 5, and 6. Low right, Portal is going to go to Brooks County. So it's a reverse. So on the girls' side, Brooks County goes to Portal. On the boys' side, Brooks County goes to Portal. And then on the boys' side, Portal goes to Brooks County. So the buses will just pass in the night from both of these schools, I think a day apart. Waiting once again for areas 2, 4, 5, and 6. But that's your brackets. You can go to GHSA.net and print your brackets and make sure that you know where your favorite team is going here in the getting ready for the season number 3. All right, let's take a peek at the matchups from yesterday and give you some of the final scores and let you know what's going on for the matchups for today. Just to give you, we'll work backward. We'll let you know what's going on today, and we will go back to yesterday's scores and let you know what's going on. So yesterday's scores. Let's go girls first once again because we believe in chivalry. And girls scores from today, there's 26 matches to look at today. Starting at 4:30, once again, girls side. Landmark Christian and Galloway, Valdosta and Brunswick, Lovett and Campbell, Long County and St. Vincent's. Long County's at 13-1, St. Vincent's is at 12-1. You have East Lawrence and Central Macon, Highlands and Rabun County. Remember that right now you're in your non-region schedule, but if you're looking for Rabun Gap Nakuchi, they play in the North Carolina Interscholastic because of geography. Baldwin and Hepzibah, Norcross, Pinecrest. Pinecrest is 16-1. East Holland, Winder Barrow in the DOGGs. It is Harrelson and Central Carroll. Hapeville Charter plays Coretta Scott King. Maynard Jackson, Southwest DeKalb. Fuji's and Mount Zion of Carroll. Druid Hills and St. Pius. Big matchup in region play. That one's at 5:30. Washington Wilkes, Athens Christian. Ridgeland and Ringgold. Jefferson and Clark Central. Barrows Arts Academy against North Hall. Bremen and Darlington. Donahoe from Alabama is playing Temple. Westminster and Carrollton and Northside. Osborne, Douglas County. Brookstone and Westfield and Forest Park is at Whitewater. Just to give you an idea, 128 matches yesterday. And just to give you a rundown of some of the scores, it was, let's see. So BT beat GAC by the score of 1-0. Tryon beat Atlanta Classical by the score of 5-1. Screven shut out Jeffco 3-0. Tift beat Berrien 1-0. Southeast Bullock over Bryan in Pembroke by the score of 4-0. Jeff Davis in Toombs County, 1-1 draw, went to PKs. Toombs County got the win in PKs. Glen Academy in the region tournament beat Lakeside Evans by the score of 1-0. Houston County beat Perry on the girls' side 1-0. Trinity Christian over Robert Toombs 7-1. Wayne County beat Coffee 3-2. Richmond Hill over Savannah Arts 3-1. Vidalia beat Lanier 2-1. Athens Academy beat Madison County 3-0. Worth beat Eccles 7-0. Dooley beat Hawkinsville 2-1. Westside over Windsor Academy 5-3. Christian Heritage shut out Dalton Academy 3-0. Other winners, Providence Christian, Lakeview Academy, Upson Lee in PKs. Model, Deerfield Windsor, Northwest Whitfield shut out Coahulla Creek 6-0. Trutland in PKs over Wheeler County. Hebron Christian, Heritage, Ware County, Bleckley County, North Cobb Christian in PKs over Sonoraville. GMC, Holy Innocents, Pierce, Shiloh, Drew Charter, Northview, Hapeville Charter, Dutchtown over Mary Persons, Armurchie over Fannin, Harlem, Baldwin, Northgate, Lamar, Bainbridge put 11 on Doherty. Johnson Gainesville beat Collins Hill in PKs. Kings Academy, Strong Rock, East Forsyth, Lowndes in a road trip to Thomas County Central, Grayson, Commerce and PKs over the DOGs, Oglethorpe County, North Gwinnett, Thomasville over Lee County 3-0. It was South over Central Gwinnett 9-0. West Lawrence put 10 on Hepzibah. Dawson County 2-0 over Cartersville. Cairo over Monroe 10-1. Lakeside DeKalb shut out Tucker 5-0. Cedar Shoals a winner. Veterans a winner. Lanier a winner. Pickens a winner. Union Grove 1-0. Archer and PKs over Heritage. Lincoln County on the reverse side of the 378 war beat Washington Wilkes 3-1, so a win for Lee Homskis and his program. Haralson County over Mount Zion Carroll, Duluth over Centennial, Darlington, North Oconee, Elbert County, ARC, Greenbrier, Callaway, Warner Robins, Cherokee Bluff, Monroe area, Crisp, Peach, Alcovey put up 10, LOA over Prince Avenue, Ace Charter, Morgan County. We talked about that with Coach Paul. Oconee County over Parkview. Georgia Christian, Adairsville 8-1 over Ringgold. Jackson County is shut out. Mount Zion of Jonesboro over Jonesboro. John Millage, Woodland, Noonan, North Springs, Chapel Hill, Pike County over Shaw 9-0. Johns Creek a winner over Trinity Christian 3-0. West Forsyth over Etowah. Also, it was Luella over Griffin. Spencer a winner. Clarkston a 1-0 winner over Cross Keys. Sandy Creek put up 10 on Lithia Springs. Roswell won by 6. Harrison beat Stars Mill by 5. Marist 4-1 over Chamblee. We're getting there. Riverwood, Sprayberry, North Atlanta, Alpharetta. We had the Lassiter match. Remember, it was 6-0 over Kennesaw Mountain. Walton 1-0 over Milton. East Paulding, Brookwood, White County, North Paulding over Villarica. Rome over Southeast Whitfield. Paulding County, Alexander, and Allatoona over North Cobb 5-0. Goodness gracious. That's what happens when you have 128 matches on the board. And so that is the rundown of, well, that was girls yesterday. So once again, I'm going to ask you to do this. And once again, thanks to Aaron Paul for the education about everything going on out there at Morgan County. I have a request. If you have nothing going on this week and your team is wrapping up their schedule, or even if it's not your team and they're just in your area, go check them out. Grow the game and turn it into an experience. Go to a place you've never been before. Go to a place in the playoffs you've never been before. If your team is in the playoffs, go follow them on the road. If your team is not in the playoffs, but you have rooting interest, or if you just want to go catch a match, when you fill out your brackets, you can figure out who's got home matches. Go. Continue to grow the game and have fun while we do it. That's the best part. To be able to share stories like we did with the coaches out there in Madison at Morgan County, it was great to catch up with them and find out what's going on. And to be able to share stories like that. And as I say, I want to share the state with the rest of the state with soccer is in session. And so getting the opportunity to do that, it's always fun. Reminder on the network, once again, tomorrow, Jason is going to be up at Chapel Harmon, and it's going to be Southeast Whitfield and Dalton. We'll have those broadcasts for you on the network, soccerdownhere.mixler.com, or you can go to the Mixler app and follow Soccer Down Here and SDH2, because probably in the playoffs, we're going to be at more than one place at once. Then on Friday, Maddie Cruz and I will be in Peachtree City for the Battle for the Troops, Stars Mill and McIntosh. It will be a fun one. It always is. They've had flyovers of biplanes in the past. So that one's been fun. Jason will be in Philadelphia for Atlanta United and Philadelphia Union. And then it will be Maddie and I in Peachtree City for Stars Mill and for McIntosh. Always heated, always fun, can be chippy. Great matches on the boys and girls sides. We're really looking forward to having those to you on the network. Once again, Soccer's in Session will be back this time next week. And since it's the playoffs, when we get into the playoff runs, we'll probably do daily versions shorter. Wednesday might be the big show where we do the hour, but in and around the playoffs, we'll try and have a coach on and talk about the matches of the day. We'll try and, for every day that there's a playoff match, we'll try and do a daily Soccer's in Session to keep you up to date with what's going on with your brackets. And you get to fill them in, find out what the matchups are, find out what coaches have going on in and around the state here as we're in the last week of the regular season. Some region matchups tomorrow, some non-region matchups. Like I said, Madison, Morgan County's taking on Oconee County just because. And literally, I could have gone another 15 to 20 minutes with them just to ask more about the program and all that kind of stuff. But it's another round of Soccer's in Session, presented by our friends at Kaiser Permanente. We're in Dalton on Thursday. We're at McIntosh on Friday. We're back here next week with Soccer's in Session in various links and forms because it will be season number 3. Since it's the end of the show, mucho platiel, play it safe. That means we get to do this. 9:05 in the morning, SDHAM. Yours truly, and taking you through everything. It's going to be an Open Cup watch along at 9:15 as we figure out what the matchups are, and we'll see if anybody's groggy from a cup set that we can grab maybe 9:30 or so as we get into the Power Hour in hour number 2. Nino Torres from Gold TV, Nico Moreno from our friends at Pulso Sports, and Sounder at Heart. It's been a very busy day, very busy Wednesday, as it always is. Mucho platiel, play it safe, everybody. It's the end of the show. That means I get to do this. It's another go-round of Soccer's in Session. Play it safe. Enjoy the matches. We'll see you next time.